A lot of independent booksellers worry most about their least profitable days of the week. I mean, honestly, how do we stay in business if we're only making X amount of money on a day when we need significantly more? Well, my goal is to turn my least profitable days of the week into my most productive days of the week. And I'm going to cover 5 distinct ways you can do the same thing at your indie bookstore. Here at Spineless Reads in Williamsburg, Virginia, our slowest days of the week tend to normally be Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I decided to use Tuesdays to be the one day of the week that I absolutely prioritized packing shipments and receiving inventory. Now, if you haven't seen my video on how we process inventory, click on the, what is this? There's like an icon somewhere on the screen or like a little box with a video in it. Go ahead and click on that and you'll see the video about how we process inventory here at Spineless Reads. But Tuesdays generally become one of my busiest, most productive days of the week solely because I choose to have my inventory delivered on that day. Knowing it's my slowest day of the week, I make that my inventory receipt day. So that's one way you can absolutely make Tuesdays super productive if that's your slowest day of the week like it is for me. Just substitute whatever day of the week is slowest for you. The other part of this is shipping things out of the shop. So any of our online orders or any of our in-store orders that people place that they wanted shipped, which is a rarity for us, but it does happen quite frequently for other bookstores, we choose Tuesday to be the day we pack and ship those items just to make sure that we are stacking our deck using our time most responsibly. The next item that we choose to do on these slower days is pay the bills and make the calls. So if we are owing people emails or phone calls, or we have to go online to take care of obligations, financial obligations for the bookshop, I try to leverage that as much as possible in the middle of my week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so that I can use that time wisely, that I'm not spending face-to-face with customers. So stroke those checks, set up those auto withdrawals, auto bill pays, call the state, take care of your taxes. I know this stuff is like the least attractive part of our industry, right? But it has to happen, and you may as well take this time that's available to you, like it's a gift, to do these things that aren't necessarily what you want to be spending most of your time in the bookshop doing. The next item that I prefer to do on these middle days, these slower days of the week, is all the social media, promotions, advertising, video production, anything you're doing to get media out of your shop and into the world. Slower days of the week are fantastic times to process, edit, create, any of that type of stuff. Social media for us is huge around here, whether it be TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, whatever. Choose your platform, but we try to create as many visual elements, whether it be video editing or thumbnails or social media ads or social media videos showing what our inventory is that week that we've just received or what specials we're running, you name it. We try to use this slower days of the week to capitalize on creating all of our social media content. Just have like a plan B available for when you can do these things. It doesn't always have to be like on this one day of the week at this one time. Be flexible, give yourself a little bit of a cushion. I'm on like a weekly schedule. If it gets done this week, great. I know which days I prefer to do it, but reality is Wednesday could end up being cranking busy. I don't know. Tuesday could end up being really busy. I don't know. Realistically, they're most likely not going to be, but in the case that they are, I'm going to fall back on another time of the week that I know is not necessarily very busy for us, even if it means I have to take a little bit of extra time before I open the shop to do so. Item number 4 is to place your orders. Now, I've talked about receiving inventory and shipping packages, but placing the orders is very time consuming for us. We spend all week adding to a weekly list of things to order. That list accumulates for me, and what I try to do is get it out in the latter parts of the week. Thursday is usually ideal for me, but it might end up being Wednesday. But I like to take time to go over that list thoroughly before I process the order with Ingram Spark or with a publisher directly. And so you're going to want to take that time to look at your shelves and check your inventory for items that are sold out, upcoming releases. Like, this takes a lot of time, going through advanced access, going through any of these types of like what's coming, new releases for the next week or 2 weeks or month or whatever. And so you can take some of this downtime to stack those tasks and then get that order out. So for us, inventory and processing takes a ton of time and energy, and I prefer to do that one day. And then another day of the week, I prefer to focus on ordering for the next round of inventory. So Ingram Spark, distributors, checking out what's coming out, what's hot on social media, what's hot on Goodreads, all those things. It takes time to do that research. If you really want to carry the titles that people are looking for, that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is throughout the week, I collect recommendations from my customers. So as people come in the shop and they place orders, I ask them, what are you looking forward to reading next? Are there any new releases coming out that you're looking forward to? That type of stuff. And I make sure that I add that to my order for the week and never let it go more than a week, because if I can stay on top of it on a weekly basis, it'll get done. If I let it languish on a list, it's most likely not going to get done. Task number 5 may be the least attractive of all of them, but man, sometimes it's the most gratifying. Like, clean and organize, right? Every morning when I come in, I make sure my shelves look good. I make sure that all my displays are straight. I look at all the things around me. I try to make sure that the shop is presentable for that day's customers. Sometimes I can get that done at night before I close, but most likely what's going to happen is I'm going to come in the morning, I'm going to make sure the shop is clean, I'm going to make sure my bookshelves look good, and we're ready to rock for the day, right? But that dusting everything, vacuuming, cleaning the back office, going through under my counter and making sure that that is somewhat organized, like the stuff that necessarily isn't right in front of you all day, that cleaning, I get that done during those slower days of the week as well. Cleaning the windows, sweeping around and behind all the furniture, like the little, stuff that's kind of like out of the way, not quite the quick vacuum and organized type work. These are the days to do that. Cleaning the bathroom, going in the back and getting rid of any cardboard boxes or excess packaging that we have. That type of stuff is great for those slower times of the week as well. So I know it's not the sexiest thing you could be doing with your time. It's not the most fun for a lot of people, but it is absolutely necessary, and it's a mark of professionalism. I want my shop to be clean and professional and organized, and it makes it easier for customers to shop at your store when things are taken care of like this. So anyway, it's a mark of professionalism, but it's also a little bit of a mark of pride to just have the place respectably presented. And cleanliness is next to book godliness or whatever. So that's pretty much it. That's my list of 5 things that I think you can do to maximize your time during downtime in your week. The least profitable days by traffic, not necessarily just by numbers. The least number of people in your store. The less traffic you're getting for your sales or events or whatever. In those downtimes between the busy times and the events, this is where we can really make a difference in our business and how we present ourselves to the public and to our customers. And if you're a manager of a shop and you're paying someone to do a lot of this stuff, it's a really good time for accountability measures. Going through your checklist, making sure people are doing the things you need done, making sure that you're doing the work that it takes to advance your business to the next level. It's not just about operating and maintaining the status quo. It's about what can we be doing better? What can we be doing that's new? What can we do to satisfy customer needs that we're not currently satisfying? Yeah, these are the things, like I have to call and get a new accountant, and I have to handle taxes with the state this week. These are not necessarily things I want to do, but they're really important, and they're going to take my business to the next level in regards to the accountant. So yeah, I've got to get it done. This is the time to do it. And for those that haven't been on the channel before, my name is Lucas. I'm a bookseller at Spineless Reads here in Williamsburg, Virginia. We're an indie fiction bookstore. And I hope you'll stick around and watch some more videos here on our channel. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.